Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. It is your news in your hometown, all about your community each and every day of the work week on television, on the radio, and on the web, as well across social media. Here's all the places that you can find us each and every day of your work week on Civic Center TV, Comcast Channel 15, as well as on AT&T Channel 99 for you cable subscribers. For those that don't subscribe to cable, maybe you do streaming, you can always find us on the web, civiccentertv.com, on our Watch Live page. Find us in high definition every single day, all throughout the day, and find all of our shows and segments on demand. You can also find us across social media. We're on Facebook, on facebook.com/CivicCenterTV15. While you're over there, give us a like, give us a follow, and stick around with us for all of our other programming outside of the Splash Live every single day and every single week. You can also find us on YouTube, youtube.com. Just search Civic Center TV, Greater West Bloomfield, and you'll find our page with all of our content every single day, all of our programs, and everything you need to know about the community right there on YouTube in video every single day, and immediately after our show every day as well. You can also listen to us on the radio as you're driving throughout the community all day long, whether you're going to work, dropping your kids off, going to the store to get some school supplies as we're just a week away. 89.3 Lakes FM on the radio, and take it inside with you on your phones as well on lakesfm.com to watch us live every single day, all throughout the day, for the latest news and information across the community, including what the weather outlook is going to be like both today and a couple days into the future, so you can better plan your week. With that report, here's Dayan Chaaban.
Yes, Tyler. So today we're looking at partly cloudy skies with the highs of 76 and the lows of 59. Going into Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to experience partly to mostly cloudy skies with AM showers tomorrow morning and PM showers on Thursdays. Showers tomorrow are expected to start with little scattered thunderstorms. They're expected to start at around 10 p.m. and will take a halt on Thursday morning, but then we'll start again throughout the evening. So be well prepared, everybody. I know it's going to be, the temperatures are still going to be warm, but there is going to be thunderstorms. Hopefully that they will stop throughout the weekend.
Yeah, going to be a little bit stormy in the middle of the week, but like we said earlier on in the week, kind of those bookends Monday and then late in the week on Friday and into the weekend looking pretty nice. So overall, not a bad week weather-wise. Taking a look at what's making headlines across the Greater West Bloomfield community this morning, the West Bloomfield School District administrators are preparing to welcome kids back into the classroom this week. We'll give you the latest update, not just from your principals in your elementary, middle, and high school, but also from Dr. Dayan Chaaban, the superintendent, coming up in just a little bit. On that note, speaking of administrators in the West Bloomfield School District, one of the school board's members was recognized with high honors from the State School Board Association. We'll tell you who it was and what honor they received. West Bloomfield football is kicking off their season just a couple of days, and they're already highly ranked all across the state, including from State Champs Network, who released their top 25 yesterday. We'll tell you where West Bloomfield stands in those top 25 rankings, and take a look at their picture day as they make the final push to game one. They took their team pictures yesterday on the field at the Swamp, getting ready for their first game coming up at Tom Adams Field on Thursday. Later on this week, West Bloomfield Parks will reopen its new location, formally their new location for Connect. We will be out there on Wednesday, give you all the details about what you'll be able to experience at the new Connect Center and this brand new ribbon cutting ceremony that's going to be happening on Wednesday of this week. As we look forward, plenty of ways to learn about your community and the rich history we have in our four communities. Gina Gregory will join us to talk about the exciting fall programs coming to the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society over the next several months. Also at West Bloomfield Town Hall, HotWorks has sent a thank you to our Town Hall administrators for their continued dedication and support in bringing the Orchard Lake Fine Arts Show to our community each and every summer. We'll talk about that, as well as ways that you can participate in planning the next 10 years in our community on the school district side. The West Bloomfield School District Board of Education and their Strategic Visioning Committee is looking for your input. You have a chance to give that input tonight, as well as one more time in September. We'll tell you how you can participate participate in that. The West Bloomfield Police Department is partnering with West Bloomfield Parks and the American Red Cross to honor the late Sergeant Patrick O'Rourke. We'll tell you the details on that and how you can help a lot of people right here from our community. Additionally, West Bloomfield High School, one of its great alums and football alums, is combining his love of football and business to help the community. Both are athletes who have now passed on from our program to other programs at the Division I college level, and even students at the high school studying business or looking to study business and marketing. We'll give you the details on that. Plus, across Oakland County, Clausen Fest is returning for its third year and will be bigger than ever, expanding across the community. Dayan Chaaban will tell you how much bigger this year's event is going to be and what you'll see in Clausen this year that maybe you haven't seen in past years. Plus, as we get ready to get back to school, health preparation and immunizations and mental health checks are being urged by primary care providers. What you should be looking out for, what checks you should be taking your children through as they get ready to go back to class next week or in the coming weeks here in Greater West Bloomfield. All that news and more information coming up after this short break. You're watching your news from your hometown about your community on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. It is your home for your stories all about your community each and every day on Civic Center TV, on 89.3 Lakes FM, and across social media. I'm Tyler Kieft, alongside Dayan Chaaban. We're just under now a week away from the first day of school, Monday, August 28th, the first day for the West Bloomfield School District, all across the district. And as the schools are getting prepared, we've seen pictures earlier on in the week of educators at Chico Elementary getting their classroom spaces, and of course custodians outside the classroom getting the facilities ready. Same goes down the street at Doherty Elementary, and we know it's happening all across the school district, including our administrators providing a welcome back video to the school district. Let's take a look at that as they take a few minutes to welcome everybody back and get them prepared for day one happening next Monday in West Bloomfield. Let's take a look, Calvin.
Welcome back, Team West Bloomfield. I hope you had a fantastic summer break and are ready for an amazing school year ahead. We're thrilled to kickstart the year with exciting projects and initiatives. Our bond-related construction project designs are in full motion. We're putting our hearts into these designs to create the best possible environment for learning, collaboration, and growth. Also, guided by the work of our Strategic Visioning Committee, we're working to ensure long-term sustainability, fiscal responsibility, and optimal learning outcomes. Your input and dedication to our shared vision are truly appreciated. As we come together for the school year, please be sure to join us on September 8th at 5 p.m. for Family Fun Night at West Bloomfield High School, where we will honor our service members and enjoy a memorable evening together. Let's also gather to support our Laker football team and West Bloomfield High School marching band. Thank you to our staff, families, and community for all you do. I am honored to be a part of such a special place with a strong community of learners. Wishing you and yours a wonderful 23-24 school year.
Welcome back, Laker Nation, from the Learning Services Department.
Woo! Welcome back.
Chico,
Scotch,
Gretchko,
Roosevelt, Doherty, families. Welcome back to the West Bloomfield Middle School. Welcome back, Laker Nation.
Welcome back, Team WB. Welcome to have another great school year from West Bloomfield Transition Center.
OEC, we're going to have a dynamite year. Welcome back.
Fly so high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but
West Bloomfield School District getting ready. The first day of school is Monday, August 28th. You can learn more information about the first day of school, what you need to know as you send your kids back to the classroom all across the school district, elementary, middle, high school, Oakland Early College, the Transition Center, and other facilities on WBSD.org. Here we see again those images from Chico Elementary right next door to us, 10 steps outside our door. You'll be at Chico Elementary School as they're getting ready, repainting the classrooms and outside spaces. The custodial team hard at work to manifest, as they're saying on that sign that was up there, growth mindset there. And then down the street, a nicely repainted sign at Doherty Elementary School in the final days of reading, resting, and playing before you bring those elements of your kids' lives back in to the classroom. Diane, an exciting time of the year for teachers, for educators in our community as they get ready for day number one, and a great reminder to get your kids into that mindset, get them into that routine, and prepare them to head back to the classroom on Monday.
Yes, Tyler. So I think these teachers and all these educators, they're doing such a great job bringing those students back. They're doing so many projects to entice them to go back to school. So it's not like when, unfortunately, when it was my days, it was just imparting knowledge or just a curriculum study. Now they're doing so much more. They're fostering and nurturing community. They're fostering and nurturing these amazing connections between these students and educators, and connecting and allowing these families to also contribute to whatever strategic plans, as you're going to talk about it later, Tyler, to whatever strategic plans they are they want to have in the future. So this is an incredible, I'm hoping it's an incredible school year, especially after the challenging years, past years that we had through COVID. So I really hope that all these educators, I want to give them salutations for all these educators for doing all the work that they're doing. And we know that they're preparing so hard. They've been preparing all throughout the summer. And I hope these kids will really just enjoy going back to school. It's coming, so I hope they really enjoy this.
Yeah, having heard from administrators in that video and their excitement to bring kids back, and heard recently, too, from others throughout the school district. We talked recently to Sonia James about diversity, equity, and inclusion, how that really does encompass every element of each school and of the greater community in order to further education in the classroom or make education in the classroom more broad-reaching and informative for all students and all families in the district. More information can be found on everything going on in West Bloomfield School District on WBSD.org. You can watch that video of our recent interview with Sonia James and our interview from earlier this week with Julie Beatty about Family Fun Night. Civic Center TV.com. Just click on our on-demand page for every single video every single day. It's your news about your community from your hometown television, radio, and social media. Moving on, also last night at West Bloomfield High School, the West Bloomfield School District Board of Education held their first meeting of the year, but before that, they celebrated with Carol Finkelstein. You're seeing her in the middle of this picture on CivicCenterTV.com and our social media in the wearing blue in the middle of that picture. She was recognized by the Michigan Association of School Boards before last night's meeting, receiving the President's Award of Recognition for her many years of service to the community. Been serving in a variety of capacities on the school district's Board of Education for a number of years, currently serving as the treasurer and one of our more trusted authorities in the local area on education in the West Bloomfield School District. So congratulations to Carol. That was announced on the West Bloomfield School District's Facebook page late yesterday that she had received this prestigious award and joins the so-called President's Club to the Michigan Association of School Boards as they continue to do their work each and every day and month to month at their public meetings broadcast throughout our station on Civic Center TV all throughout the school year and across the summer as well. You'll be able to watch that full school board meeting on our website later on today. It'll be on demand, CivicCenterTV.com. And while you're at it, send Carol your congratulations and thank her for all that she does each and every day and our school board does to support our local community. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, more news and information from across your local community, including the West Bloomfield Lakers preparing for day one of the football season. Game number one kicks off on Thursday, with the Lakers getting ready for the season with some preseason praise from State Champs Network and other outlets, and taking their pictures to commemorate this occasion as they get ready for the 2023-2024 season. We'll have more of that, plus more from around your community about your home right here on your hometown TV, radio, and social media. The Splash Live returns after this.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Ronnie started doing prescription pills at the age of 15, and by 19, he died. If your child is struggling with drug use, try not to be too proud to reach out for help. Don't be worried about what the neighbor will think or your family. Just get your child the help they need. Sometimes it's the hard road to take, but the hard road is nothing compared to living with the fact that your child is no longer with you.
There's hope and help at drugfree.org.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and across social media in your local community. It's your home for your news about your local community on your local TV station. I'm Tyler Kieft, alongside Dayan Chaaban. The West Bloomfield Lakers are getting ready to kick off their regular season on the high school football side this week, Thursday, an early game kickoff this week, 7 o'clock at Tom Adams Field. That's on the campus of Wayne State University, a big week one matchup between the Lakers and Clinton Township Chippewa Valley. And Lakers, again, highly praised coming into the 2023-2024 season, ranked by State Champs Network in their top 25, released earlier on this week, as the number 2 team in the state, with only Belleville, a nationally ranked high school football team, at number 25 in the nation, coming in as State Champs Network's number 1 team in the state heading into 2024's season. In addition, the West Bloomfield Lakers both ranked number 5 in the state by the D Zone as well as by Max Prep Sports. also across the state. So a lot of expectations again behind the West Bloomfield Lakers. A challenging start to their season with the first game this week against Clinton Township Chippewa Valley on the road in a neutral environment, and then going on the road next week to Birmingham Groves, where our team will be for our first Laker football broadcast of the season with Matt Catoni and I on the call. Other familiar foes that were also ranked in State Champs Network's top 25 rankings this season. The team we're seeing on Thursday this week, Clinton Township Chippewa Valley, coming in ranked number 16 in the state, right down the road from us. Orchard Lake St. Mary's, the number 17 team in the state, according to the State Champs Network. And then other familiar foes we've seen recently, or we will see this season. We'll see Southfield A&T later on in the season at home at West Bloomfield, one of the only 3 games that will be played at the Swamp this season, during the regular season at least. Southfield A&T coming in number 4 in the rankings. So you would think coming in that week, both these teams potentially undefeated. That could be maybe a number 2 versus number 3 matchup. Possibly if something happens with Belleville's team, a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. Mark your calendars for the Southfield A&T game. That is going to be a huge matchup for the West Bloomfield Lakers, a home football game for the Lakers as well on October 13th, 7 o'clock p.m. The number 4 team, Southfield A&T, and West Bloomfield number 2 in the state on the football rankings by State Champs Network. Others that we've seen recently, the team that knocked the Lakers out of the playoffs last season, Detroit Cass Tech, coming in at number 8, and the Lakers' perennial rivals going on the road into their friendly but unfriendly territory on the gridiron at Clarkston High School. They're coming in this season ranked number 19 in the state as they continue to make their comeback in the OAA Red Division and continue to be one of the powers at the top of the food chain in our division. Again, the Lakers kick off their season. It will be available for you to view on MHSAA TV through the Michigan High School Athletics Association. 7 o'clock kickoff at Tom Adams Field for the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic. The Lakers, the second game of the first day of 3 days of football, Thursday through Saturday at Tom Adams Field as we kick off the high school football season. The Lakers got prepared for that, made their final preparations, a long practice on Monday this week, and also their team picture day. West Bloomfield Lakers Football Media Day, as they call it, also happening on Monday. Some excitement from offensive linemen and other players as they get ready to take their pictures on the field at Lakers Stadium at the Swamp. Later than they may have planned it to be because they're getting so well prepared for Thursday's game, but a lot of excitement behind this team getting those pictures ready that you're going to be seeing in a couple weeks around the perimeter of the Swamp as you walk into the stadium. And a really nice night out there. I had a chance to talk with head coach Zach Hilbers about some things that he's expecting from this team this year. Expects the offense to have a little bit of growing pains. It's a lot younger than it's been in years past, but it's still uber talented. So it's a matter of, are those guys able to take what they've already learned from practice, what they've learned from watching guys like Samaj Morgan and Amir Herring and Dylan Tatum in recent years, and how they've been successful, and apply that on the field on night 1 on Thursday this week. And then expecting huge things from the defense this season, coming in touted as one of the top defenses in the entire state of Michigan. Plenty of Division I college football talent, including Big Ten talent in Jameer Benjamin, MAC talent in Bryce Rowe, and Big 12 soon to be realigned talent out of Colorado, where Brandon Davis Swain is headed to after he completes his senior season here at West Bloomfield. You can watch all of West Bloomfield's high school football games on Civic Center TV, listen on 89.3 Lakes FM, and join us live streamed on our social media. That will begin in week 2 with their road matchup against Birmingham Groves. Again, they kick off their season 7 o'clock on Thursday night at Wayne State University. Might want to bring a raincoat, bring a poncho, bring an umbrella with you, as some storm activity is expected that night, and you may get some rain during that first football game. What better way to test this Laker football team than that? Coming up just tomorrow, West Bloomfield Parks Connect will formally reopen to the public. It's been open, but now doing a formal ribbon cutting ceremony to celebrate this new location, this new era at West Bloomfield's very own senior center. The ribbon cutting ceremony will take place about 9:30, but they'll have a ribbon cutting happening from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., followed by an open house for the community for several hours in the late morning and into the early afternoon, 11 o'clock to 2 p.m., open to the public to explore all that's going on at this new location, 14 Mile and Farmington Road in West Bloomfield Township. Our team will be out there tomorrow. We'll have a special, longer edition of the Splash Live on Wednesday morning as we celebrate with our friends at West Bloomfield Parks and with our friends in the senior community in West Bloomfield Township, bringing them back into a new formal location, a place that they can call home for socialization, for recreation, for senior services that are much needed in a community that has a large senior population and a very active and vibrant senior population as well. Dayan, really excited for our live broadcast. Dave Scott will be out there. We'll talk to Kelly Heyer and DeKaylin McMahon and others from the West Bloomfield Parks team, and hopefully even some of those seniors that are now calling this one of their favorite places in the community once again. Having that dedicated location, Dayan, so important for our seniors in our community that we're really stricken by the COVID-19 pandemic from having that social interaction and being able to get out in the community and be active as they love to do. Now have a new home at 14 Mile and Farmington Road.
Tyler, I'm sure it's going to be a very incredible event with all our senior community and with the best West Bloomfield Parks team who made this happen. It shows their commitment to supporting the well-being, their mental health well-being, because as we said, Tyler, we've been talking about this event for a while now, and we kind of mentioned the little things about how lonely it was for our senior community during the COVID-19 pandemic. So this incredible event and this incredible recreational center, just again, it serves their mental health well-being, and it's a great thing that the West Bloomfield Parks have committed to that. And I'm sure it's going to be an incredible event with hopefully also more future events to come in that specific recreational centers for our amazing seniors.
Yeah, our live coverage from Connect will begin at the same time we always begin with the Splash Live on our morning edition at 8:30 on Wednesday. We'll be out there all throughout their ribbon cutting. We'll get the ribbon cutting for you live. We'll talk to people from their team and seniors that are enjoying the services there already and are really excited to have that dedicated place they can go to for a lot of these senior services, for that social interaction that is so important to keeping them vibrant mentally and physically as they continue to live and thrive right here in West Bloomfield Township. You can get more information on the West Bloomfield Parks Connect ribbon cutting by visiting wbparks.org. And again, that is happening at 9:30 tomorrow morning. We'll be out there. The formal ribbon cutting event and ceremony will be from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m., followed by an open house 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. And again, more information on Connect programs, whether you're able to make it out there tomorrow or not, can be found at wbparks.org. We'll take a break on the Splash Live on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and across social media. On the other side, from programs through West Bloomfield Parks to historical programs with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. They have a ton of really interesting stuff planned for the fall season. Their president, Gina Gregory, will join us in just a little bit. Stay with us. More from your home, your stories, and your community on your community television, radio, and social media outlets after this break. This is the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. I'm Tyler Kieft, alongside Dayan Chaaban. Well, plenty of local history here in the 4 communities in Greater West Bloomfield, and one organization is centered on organizing that history, maintaining that history, and spreading that history to the next generations ahead. That is the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, with open house and other events, exhibits, and presentations all throughout the year, including plenty of really cool stuff coming up this fall. Here to join us to talk about these upcoming events, exhibits, and presentations is President Gina Gregory from the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Gina, thank you for being with us.
You're very welcome, Tyler. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
Good.
Yeah, glad to have you on. There's a lot going on at the Orchard Lake Museum and through the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society all throughout the fall. This is something that hasn't necessarily been something new in the past months or even past year at the Historical Society, but you've expanded your open houses. They used to be once a month. Now they're several times throughout the month, and not just on the weekends, but also some dates during the week as well, available to residents to explore the museum and attend some of these open house events. So speak to us about the expansion of these open houses, how this really came to be, and what those provide to the community.
Sure. We're open on the 3rd Fridays, and then the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th Sundays, except when we have an event somewhere else that weekend. So we did this when we reopened in fall of 2021. We knew that our museum is something that people say, oh, I'd like to stop by, but you weren't open. So it's pretty hard to plan your life around once a month, but once almost every weekend is certainly more helpful. And also that we were, so we thought that we could man that as a community to have that service available, and also that our museum had enough things in it that were interesting to look at that people would like to see. So that's been proved helpful. It's also been interesting that people now drop off more donations as well. So we have plenty of more donations all the time, which is great. So we run those as well as other, as you said, we have a program monthly, and then a themed open house on the 2nd Sunday monthly too.
Yeah, and one of those that's coming up is on September 14th. That's a Thursday afternoon from 1:30 to 2:30. It's not an open house, it's a tour of the Orchard Lake Museum. But what's great about that particular event is you're not just exploring it as an interested resident, you're exploring that with a docent from the Historical Society that has knowledge of all these different artifacts from across the 4 communities and surrounding areas in that museum. So speak to that event and why that kind of gives residents a different look at this local history that is available in droves all throughout the year at the Orchard Lake Museum.
Sure. This is the first time we've done this, to partner with the West Bloomfield Parks to provide a docent-led tour through them. We did that thinking that different people would see the program and might be able to take opportunity to use that chance to check out our museum. So we're hopeful that it's successful, and if it is, then we'll repeat it. It's just a different way to do the same thing. So that's good.
Yeah, some of my favorite events with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society are these presentations that you put on. We have recorded a couple of them in the past. We have one that has gotten great response, the restoring of 2690 Pine Lake Road, that very unique blue roofed house. Some have called it the Smurf House. You did the presentation on that with the Historical Society several months ago. That's available on CivicCenterTV.com. Another really interesting one coming up in late September, Monday, September 25th at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library in their meeting room. 7 o'clock event where history and genealogy meet. Professional genealogist Judy Munn will be sharing her perspectives on history, on artifacts, and those genealogical connections between people of these communities, these artifacts, and those living in the present and in the future. Tell us about that presentation and the unique perspective that Judy is going to bring to our community as she presents this at the library.
Well, looking at life through a genealogist perspective is interesting. It may seem boring, but as she says, it's, where history and where the people are. People are more than their their birth, marriage, and death dates. So she goes through that and does a very good job. We had her for our annual meeting and thought that the general public would enjoy hearing her at the library. So we're real pleased and excited to have her with us then. We'll also be having a September open house on the 10th with antique saw collection. And Jerry McManus has a great collection that he's put together over the years and is very knowledgeable about his collection. So stop by then. It'll be outside and with his saw collection.
Yeah, we hear all the time also on another front about in history classes, we've all learned about the Underground Railroad, and it's a really cool story of how enslaved people were able to escape that enslavement in the South and eventually escape to the North in the U.S. or into Canada. And part of that Underground Railroad ran through the Detroit area, but what many people don't know is part of that Detroit area segment of the Underground Railroad actually ran through the greater West Bloomfield community. You're going to be having an event, the Underground Railroad Flight to Freedom Tour and Lunch. That's happening Thursday, October 19th, 10 a.m. to 1:45 p.m. to talk about the experience of the Underground Railroad traveling through the Detroit area, including in our community. Tell us about that event. And another one is that you're partnering with West Bloomfield Parks on for transit, but giving a really unique perspective too on that local piece of history that has huge implications in American history.
Mm-hmm. So we'll be taking advantage of the First Congregational Church of Detroit's program. Certainly they have, I think they have real solid evidence that they were involved with that directly. The thing about the Underground Railroad is it was supposed to be secret, so not too much was written down about it. So what happened through here, we feel we know, but to find it in writing, we don't know really. But that's not to say that it didn't happen. So this program will be to experience their Flight to Freedom, which is a storytelling reenactment of the passage to freedom, then with lunch after, and then certainly the transportation with that. So we're looking forward to that. I have never been there.
You can find more information on that event at gwbhs.org, and you can also register for it. Registration is going to be required, particularly for transportation through West Bloomfield Parks, wbparks.org. Go over to their events page and scroll over to October 19th. That's a 10 a.m. event on October 19th to get more information and to register for the event as well. And Gina, people love the natural areas of our community all throughout the greater West Bloomfield area, in West Bloomfield and in the Tri-Cities. In fact, people move here for the natural areas and for those recreational areas. So a really fun thing people can experience too, if they haven't already, is go to the Orchard Lake Nature Sanctuary and get a tour from naturalist Carol Fink to the Historical Society. That's happening again in October, Sunday, October 22nd from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Tell us about that and the sort of way that naturalist Carol Fink is able to connect history to nature all in one presentation.
Well, she talks about the history of that property, which is an interesting one. And then as a naturalist, she can also then pivot and share her perspectives that are available that day of what we see with nature and the transition of the seasons and our connections to nature. She does a great job with that. People enjoy it. So it's a good walk in the woods with a guide. And I'll also pivot back to our October open house. We like to feature people's personal collections. So we're having antique saws in September. And then in October, we're going to have a Mrs. Butterworth bottle collection. One of our members has a unique collection of syrup bottles where they're all, she's got a collection of them that where each one is different. She's got about 30 of them. They look pretty similar, but there's little differences between them. So it's fun to see that and see why she collected them and what that means to her, and a way for people to connect with each other, neighbor to neighbor.
You can always find more information on Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society events, including their open houses happening on the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th Sundays of every month, as well as the third Friday of every month from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. gwbhs.org. westbloomfieldtownship.org. Also plenty of more information on how you can help them out, become a member, become a sponsor, or even submit some of your own pieces of local history through their Collecting Memories initiative as well. Gina, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we let you go, any other upcoming programs we should know about?
Well, we have November and December, but I'm going to save those for another day. So check us out.
That
I
is a
think you
great
summed
idea.
it up well. Yeah, thank you.
That is what we call in the business a teaser, and a great one from Gina Gregory. Gina, thank you so much for being with us today. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you, Tyler. Bye.
Appreciate having the Historical Society on, and always appreciate their great events all throughout the year. I'm telling you, you want to check them out. gwbhs.org is the place to go for all that information that you may need. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. Plenty more news and information to get to on the other side. Stay tuned. You're watching and listening to Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Pure is what you make of it. It's how the hustle of the cities can change the course of history. It's the beauty of the things we create on a canvas, on a plate, or stretched high above the sidewalk. It's a patch of green or a stretch of blue, right in the heart of downtown. It's the buzz of it all, or if you prefer, it's tuning it all out. Clear your schedule and pursue your Pure in Pure, Michigan.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy, and if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, and across social media. It's your home for your news, all about your local community. I'm Tyler Kieft, alongside Dayan Chaaban. Continuing to make news this week is Hot Works for the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Even though we're several weeks, almost a month past when the 20th annual show had happened, they're making headlines today for a thank you they're providing to West Bloomfield Township in the form of a framed and signed copy of their flyer from this year's event, thanking West Bloomfield for their support across the last 20 plus iterations of this event as they continue on to have their show in West Bloomfield Township. It didn't originally be placed in West Bloomfield, but for the majority of its 20 years of art shows, the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show has been placed here in West Bloomfield Township on Powers and Daly Roads. In this picture, you can see from the left, Chief Mike Patton, Executive Assistant Chris Darcy, along with her boss Steve Kaplan, our supervisor, Clerk Debbie Binder, Terry Weingarten, our local treasurer, as well as Charles and Debbie from the Hot Works team being sent in on behalf of Patty Narosny, the executive producer, to provide this thank you to West Bloomfield Township, celebrating 20 years of the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show and looking forward to many, many more. And that includes some, let's call it breaking news here from Civic Center TV this morning. We have the dates for next year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, so mark your calendars for Saturday and Sunday, July 27th and 28th of 2024. That is when the 21st annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show will happen on Powers and Daly Road in West Bloomfield. You can always keep up to date with the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show on hotworks.org, but for now, a big thank you to West Bloomfield Township from Hot Works for their support of the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, and you can mark your calendars for July 27th and 28th of 2024 for the next iteration of the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. You have a way to participate in the West Bloomfield School District's strategic planning as they plan the next 10 years of school district activities and education here in our community. They have 2 remaining strategic feedback sessions inviting the community to provide their input on the school district's 10-year strategic plan. This is a partnership between the community as well as the West Bloomfield School District Board of Education and the Strategic Visioning Committee. The next one is coming up tomorrow at 12 noon, Wednesday, August 23rd at ACS if you want to attend the strategic feedback session in person. But this is also the final session that you can join online as well. Virtual option. This is the last one that they're providing at 12 noon tomorrow. We have a QR code up on our screen, civiccentertv.com, or on our social media. If you pull up the video at this point, you will be able to pause, scan that QR code. That will take you to a Facebook post made recently by the West Bloomfield School District about these meetings. And in the comment section of that Facebook post, there will be links that you can click through to sign up for the virtual option for this meeting. If you click through, you sign up for that, they will send you the link through whichever outlet they use for the virtual options, and you'll be able to not only listen to everything that's being discussed in person at ACS, but also provide your opinions and your insight over this outlet. Of course, you can also attend the meeting at ACS tomorrow, August 23rd, Wednesday at 12 noon. That location, 5810 Commerce Road. It's at the corner of Commerce and Pontiac Trail in West Bloomfield Township. 5810 Commerce Road. More information on wbsd.org. In addition, if you cannot attend tomorrow, both virtually and or in person, you can attend September 5th. That will be their final strategic planning meeting in this regard. That's 2 weeks from today, Tuesday, September 5th at 7 o'clock p.m. at ACS. That is a great meeting to attend if you or someone else that you know who has a stake in this school district, whether it's because you live in the school district, you have kids in the school district, you're an alum, whatever the case may be. If you want to have your voice heard and you maybe don't speak English as your primary language, there will be translators available at the September 5th strategic planning meeting. That will be in Spanish, in Arabic, and in Japanese. But nonetheless, a great opportunity for you to provide your insight to the school board as well as to the Strategic Visioning Committee as they plan the next 10 years of education in West Bloomfield Township. And Dayan, we've talked about getting parents involved in their kids' education over recent weeks and getting kids involved in their education as well. This is a really good opportunity for people across all ages, across the school district, locations to come together at ACS or on the virtual option and have a discussion with leadership about what they want to see happen in West Bloomfield's schools in the next 10 years.
That is true, Tyler. It's crucial that these people give our community give their feedback to our school district so they can design the best plan and make sure that they're fostering this inclusive environment for everybody in our community. And we talked about this before. We talked about how diverse our community is, and they're giving people the chance to attend, even if they do not know the language. There are translators, so it is a great way to input your feedback. If you have, whether you have children or whether you are a past alum, as you said, Tyler, how you can make things better in our district. It's going to help our future generation. It's going to help these teachers and educators design better plans for the future. So I think this is a great opportunity for everybody to attend, whether it's virtually or in person. So that's a great opportunity for everybody in our community.
Yeah, and especially given that, as Dr. Bazzi has mentioned multiple times on the show, and even in their welcome back video that you can see on their Facebook page at facebook.com/West Bloomfield Schools, the Strategic Visioning Committee, the School Board of Education administrators are planning for the next 10 years, keeping in mind the bond issue that passed earlier this year. Things are going to change in the West Bloomfield School District. How that happens exactly, given the circumstances of the bond and whatever other instances come from those changes that come through the bond, is going to be determined by the Strategic Visioning Committee, by the School Board of Education, and the best way they can make the best decisions for everybody now and in the next 10 years into the future is to get that input from you in the community. So again, wbsd.org, and Calvin, if we can just flash that QR code one more time for just a couple of moments, maybe 30 seconds on the screen, so that people can scan that and get what they need. Thank you, Calvin. You scan this QR code. We'll give you a few seconds more. Scan it, go to the comments on that Facebook post that it leads you to, and you can sign up for the virtual option that is happening tomorrow, Wednesday, August 23rd, 12 noon, or you can also attend at ACS. Also, as we get ready for going back to school in the Bloomfield Hills School District, which also encompasses a large portion of West Bloomfield Township, they got a little bit more time before they go back to school, but they're providing resources right now for parents and kids across the Bloomfield Hills School District as they get ready for their first day of school a week from Monday, September 5th, which will be a half day for kindergarten through 8th grade and a full day for the high school. Bloomfield.org/back-to-school is the place to go. This includes information across the board that you may need to know about your medical management plan for your kid or for your kids, registration events that are happening in the coming weeks at schools across the district in case you need your kids to sign up for classes in person. You can learn about your child's teacher if they're in kindergarten through 5th grade and they have an individual teacher. You can learn more about them, get contact information, talk to them maybe about your kids so they're a little more familiar with them before they come into the classroom, get bus route information, as well as look at a schedule for this school year and mark down those really important dates that you need to remember as we get ready to come back to school in just a couple of weeks in Bloomfield Hills. Bloomfield.org/back-to-school is the place to go for all of that. We'll take a break on the Splash Live on Civic Center TV, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show, Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM. We're also on social media. You can find us all throughout the day, all throughout the work week for more information. More stories from your home on your community television, radio, and social media happen after this break. Stay tuned. You're watching and listening to the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depressing stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay? Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiver.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show on Civic Center TV, 89.3 Lakes FM, as well as across social media right here in your local area. It's your home for your news, all about your local community on your local community television, radio, and social media outlets. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban. As we look ahead to September, there's plenty of opportunities for you to do a lot of good in the community, but also commemorate those who have done a lot of good for our community as well. And one of those opportunities is through the West Bloomfield Police Department in partnership with West Bloomfield Parks and the American Red Cross. On Wednesday, September 6th, you have an opportunity to donate blood from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at West Bloomfield Parks Connect in loving memory of the late Sergeant Patrick O'Rourke, who was killed in the line of duty in West Bloomfield Township. These blood donations provide critical resources to the American Red Cross, who are providing this blood to people in need right here in the U.S. and beyond each and every day. The need for blood is constant through the American Red Cross, and they appreciate every ounce of blood that is provided every single day. Every drip matters in our communities and others. And so, Dayan, really important that people mark their calendars for this blood drive, or even just look at redcrossblood.org for more information on other blood drives in their local area, as one blood donation can go a very long way.
That is true, Tyler. Whatever you can do, however you can contribute in this event, I urge people to do that, because anything can help for anybody in our community. Like, you don't know how much this little blood donation can help anybody that needs it in our community. And if it doesn't help right away, it can go to the blood bank and it can be used after. So I think this is a great opportunity for people to give back to one of the people that sacrificed his life trying to protect us and everybody in our community.
Yeah, Sergeant O'Rourke, the late Sergeant O'Rourke, was willing to put his life on the line for our community. No better way to honor him doing so than to provide the gift of life potentially to somebody else through a simple blood donation, something that most of us can do anytime, several times throughout the year, and it's a great way to give back to your community with just a little bit of your time. In West Bloomfield, at West Bloomfield High School, they're getting ready for the big game, not on the field at the Swamp, but in East Lansing, Michigan versus Michigan State, a big event coming up, the House Divided Watch Party that's going to support athletes at the University of Michigan and Michigan State who are recent West Bloomfield High School alums. It's being organized by Nick O'Shea, who's an assistant coach on West Bloomfield High School's football team, and alum of West Bloomfield High School and their football team, and also the owner of Extra Point Solutions, a sports marketing agency that's also assisting some of our athletes in their name, image, and likeness fundraising while in college. This event's going to be happening on the day of the big game, October 21st. 3 p.m. is a cheer camp, 5 o'clock the doors open, and 7:30 for kickoff. You can get tickets at extrapointsolutions.com/events. And even better, if your kids are going back to school on Monday next week, they're maybe involved in the DECA program or interested in that, there's also opportunities through DECA at West Bloomfield High School to get your kids involved, whether it's on the business side, on the financial side, in accounting, or in the marketing side. Really great work opportunity, real world work opportunity, and a way to support the community as well. More information on how to get involved in that can be found by emailing DECA advisor Julie Zala, julie.zala@wbsd.org, julie.zalla@wbsd.org. Expanding outward into Oakland County, Dayan Chaaban, a really interesting event happening in Clawson for the 3rd consecutive year, but growing even bigger as this event draws in a big audience.
That is true, Tyler. So the Clawson Fest is back. This is the third. It's third time coming back. It's coming back, and it's going to be bigger than ever, as they said. It's coming in this August 26th, so it's happening this Saturday from 2 till 8 p.m. on the main street in Clawson. Now, the organizers mentioned that last year's event, it attracted 10,000 people, Tyler, and this year it's expected to double. There's going to be a lot of live music, 92 vendors, and so much going on for every single family members. So if you're interested, you can just visit Clawson Fest. I'm sorry, I think I mentioned that wrong. So you can just go there. It's on the main street. It's right. It's going to be closed from 14 Mile to Tacoma near the Woodpile Barbecue Shack. So it's going to be this Saturday, August 26th. So much live music going on and so much food and a lot of activities and events for everybody in the family. Moving on, Tyler. So I know that their school is coming up next week, and it's coming up in the coming weeks, if it's not next week. So so much going on. The health department is asking people to not only focus on their child's physical examination. I know that everybody is trying to get their immunization on record and trying to get those physical examination ready for their children to go back into school and stay healthy. But there's also one more thing that parents should focus on, which is their child's mental health. These are things that normally people do not really focus on prior to school, especially in the annual physical examinations. But the health department is asking people to ask their family doctor or their pediatrician to look into and detect any struggles that their child is having prior to going into school. Starting the school year is already challenging for these children, and according to the CDC, there's been a lot of mental health struggles that have been exacerbated due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's essential that people ask their family doctors or their pediatrician, again, about their child mental health screening and how they can do that prior to going back into school. Analyzing and detecting these mental health challenges can help their children cope better with the school year. It can help meet their needs. So I think this is such a great advice from the health department. Going back to the immunization, Tyler, again, we talked about this last week. They talked about the oak.gov. They can visit oak.gov.com so they can get their immunization on record. So I think that'll be it for Tyler. I think that's...
And this is this is really important. Those resources are available. You can get those resources also by calling the Nurse on Call hotline on the website of Oakland County's Health Division, oakgov.com/health. Plenty of more news on the Splash Live each and every day. You can always join us on Civic Center TV, on 89.3 Lakes FM, and across social media. More from your home, your stories, and your community coming up very soon, right here on the Splash Live.